Alright, so you want to put some new batteries on your Shadow Cruiser in the front. This is a 240 BH bunkhouse. Had two batteries here that they installed at the dealership, and now I'm putting in lithium ion batteries, but they're longer. So the problem is they don't fit here anymore in the new boxes. So what I did is I made a template here. Boom. Okay, so we got a template. Take that, trace it out on a piece of wood, and I don't know if I can get this in here. No, I can't. There we go. And voila. Big, thick 10-ply plywood, solid maple there. So that, now we're just going to strap it down, and now we have to put the boxes on top here and strap those down and screw them down anywhere we want into here through the bottom of the box. Alright, we're going to paint this thing. Some exterior polyurethane here. Even though it has some kind of treatment, we want to get the edges that I cut. Now it might seem fair, I got a wood chop here, but I just used the skill saw and cut out this shape. If you're wondering what the dimensions actually came to, it looks like the front is 22 1/4, the back is 3 feet, 3 feet and 1/4, 36 inches and 1/4. Okay, my length here on the left side is 19 inches. This one has, looks like 11 inches. Then I had to do a little trim here, 8 inches, because the cable comes up right here. So I hope you can see that. Yeah. So that's the dimensions. All right. Let's give this a coat of polyurethane so we won't have any water damage in a rainstorm for a couple years. Hopefully we can make it last.
Get yourself some gloves. Pop open the polyurethane. That thing is, has skin on there, peel off. So just spray on. Might have to just pour it on.
Okay, our board is ready to install. It's been polyurethaned. I've got some bolts to tie it down with. We're going to go through the old holes that were made that was holding down the old boxes, and we're going to drill them out a little bit with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, I think, no, with this one. Get yourself a drill set. Let's see, make sure you're not too small, because we've got to drill that out. 3.5 inch bolts. I've got a big washer and a lock washer, and hopefully that'll keep that from spinning. If not, I'll have to come and put another one on. I'll have some overhang, be able to put another washer on there if needed. We'll crank those down tight. Thinking about putting these into the other two holes, because there's 4 holes on each one, back into the original ones, and then I can screw these wood screw, whatever screws up into the board that we've got ready there. So if I feel like it's still floppy, if these just make it hinge on there, we can put these down and make it solid. So we got back up. Just took the new Battleborn battery and dropped it in the new box right there. So these took us a while to find these perfect fitting boxes for it. Looks like you've got about 1 inch left on the end. So I will put that into the description so you can find it. But this is the one you're looking for right there. Knockout 27. Okay, there's the dimensions right there. 13 by 7 by 10. Amazon. Turns out we got to put these on first, because once the board's here and we put the bolts in and then decide that it's hinging too much and we want to add, it's too late, it's too hard to add. You got to take everything apart. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these on there. It's 2 screws going up there. Okay, let's put the board in. Okay, our first hole right here. Alright, put the bolt through. Ooh, that's the perfect fit. Okay. Here we go. Let's tie it down. Okay, number 2. That's a gas line, so be careful of that. Now let's do those little screws we talked about. Tighten those up and done. Alright, then we just snug these down. If it doesn't spin, I won't need the crescent. Ooh yeah, it's getting tight. Okay, now we have a place to put the batteries. There she is, and let's figure out where to put the boxes now. Oh, don't bump the camera. Alright. See how tight that is? They wouldn't fit here anymore, so they had to go back. So we can do something like that. We can do something like this. Get them further this way. Can even do something like this. Cables can go into each other. There's a white concerned about this one getting all the way up and in there. Oh no. Alright, drill a hole. Yeah, I'll just drill a big hole in the wood and push it through when we get to that point. It's mounted to the trailer. Let's do it. Ah, look at that. There's a bump here that I can have this go under. Like that. Then we'll go on the drill. We gotta do what we gotta do. And all right, 4 bolts. Looks great. It's all right, so you see I went and put the lids on. They are huge. And I realized I should have been testing my size and location with the lid on. So yeah, because we're hitting this bolt there. We're so close. All right, real quick, let's just look at everything we've got here in this kit. We bought this 2 100-watt solar panel kit that came with the Wanderer charger. I don't like that. The clips to hold it down, the wires to go to the battery to the charger, and the wires from the solar panels to the charge controller. That's about it in that package. I bought the batteries that we've done so far and the 2 batteries separately, obviously. So there we go. I'll link to this kit in the description below if you want to go for this kit. I'll also link one with the better charge controller that I would suggest, but it was like $200 more. I was going for the best deal. I didn't need a lot of power, but if I can always upgrade, so not an issue. Oh, I also bought this shunt separately. It came with a little device that I've already installed. On the back of the device shows you how to hook it up. Sorry about the shadows there. So I've already got the screen. Darn it, I don't want to show it. The little screen in the camper wired out, and all the wires going to the battery area. Now we're going to hook up the batteries and hook up this shunt, and then we'll be able to see how much power is in these batteries and how much it's charging, and give us all that kind of information. So I'll also link that and that in the description below. Please click on those, and if you want to buy them, it helps out a little bit using our Amazon affiliate link. Alright, unbox your batteries. Boom, it comes well packaged and well wrapped. They're about 33 pounds each. In your box you'll have your Battleborn battery and 1 set of bolts and screws and washers to connect it. You actually get a short set of I think bolt and a longer one. So I'll be fine with the shorter, but for one of them I'm going to need the longer one. I think I'm going to need to take this one out and use a longer one because I'm going to hook this up to the negative to avoid needing a lead from here to here. So just hook it up to here. I saw a guy on YouTube that did that. I thought, great idea. Now I don't need to go buy one of those. In the box you also have your Dragonfly Energy. Okay, Battleborn batteries. Yes, it comes with some great benefits you got to see. Other than the temperature issues, you can at least double the power in the same physical space of lead acid. You can discharge 100% versus lead acid, recommended 50%. Okay, depth of discharge. Otherwise you could damage your lead acid batteries going too far. That gives you a lot more battery. Can be installed indoors with no hydrogen gas generated. Also, no terminal corrosion, which is cool. I've had my car not start because there's corrosion between the terminals and the cable. About 1/5 the weight of the lead acid battery, resulting in significant weight reduction over the current battery bank. Right, so these are so much lighter. Like I say, they were 33 pounds in the box. They're probably 30, even less than that, 28 pounds or so out of the box. Those are some pretty hefty boxes there. Output voltage is flat during most of the discharge cycle, increasing efficiency to your system. It gives you the same charge all the time, the same amount of discharge, I'm sorry. Can be charged up to 5 times faster than lead acid. So boy, this is what's great about using solar. It's going to be able to charge it faster. Now I can use solar because it does charges faster. Lasts 10 times longer than, so you have, I don't know what it was, like 3,000 cycles. You can discharge it and charge it back up. And then after that it only drops to 80% and you can keep on doing it. Lasts 10 times longer than acid battery. So there's that. Holds a charge for up to 1 year without a load, without the need for trickle charge. Great for unattended storage. So it's just going to sit there in your camper for weeks and then you go camping. Right? What about all winter? You should probably take it out if it gets cold. Alright, all the cool benefits. I just want to share that with you. Let's get back to the installation of this project. Alright, I took the shunt, the screw bolt off of one end of the shunt. I'm going to, and one of the longer bolts, and I'm going to put this through. I'm going to put the load here, the cable going out to the RV. I'm going to put the shunt next up against the post, then the other washer they give us, and then I'll use the acrylic bolt on there. If you did not take note when you took your system apart, or maybe you have a one battery system, that we are going to be doing this in parallel, meaning they're going to go black to black, red to red. Black is going to go to probably to a cable that hooks on before, right to your frame, right? And the red is your positive load. That has the red will go there. All right, that's what we're going to be doing in parallel, because we want a 12-volt system. That's what our system is inside the camper. All right, because if you do in series, you're going to get 24 volts. All right, don't do that unless that's what you're looking for. So quickly, I forgot to drill a hole right through here to bring my white cable up that's mounted to the frame over here. Doesn't want to reach, comes up short about this far. So if I can skip that, I'm going to do a 1/2 inch. Let's switch this out. Even better is a 5/8, slightly bigger than a half, and that way we're sure it's going to go through. So I think I can still get it like that. All right, we got a tight one there. Cool. Now wire in the shunt. So our positive to our positives, what we want to do, and then our negative to our negative. So we already have this here to hook up the shunt here, but I still need my charge controller lead. So here's my two positive and negative that will go onto here, but I want to hook it all up to the charge controller before I hook it up to here. So I'm going to go ahead and run these two cables now. I'll show you how I did that and we'll come back to this. Before I run these, I get a drill that matches the size, slightly large of course. I can see black on both sides of that, so we're just slightly larger than the cable. And that lets them run through tight, because you don't want air and bugs and whatever trying to get in. So here's the whole camper, one door here, kitchen, bunkhouse in the back, and the master bedroom in the front. Some people go through the vent of the refrigerator down and into there, and where the circuit board is, the circuit breakers and everything. I talked to the people at the shop there that do these, where we bought this, the RV shop, whatever, and they said they used to wire the batteries right into there and the solar panels into that, so you didn't have to run them to the battery. And people brought them back and said, hey, it's not charging very well. I guess because it was powering the whole system or something. And so now they run their system right to the batteries from the charge controller. So that said, I'm not going to run the batteries down there anymore. You'd run into the door. You can't get it under the door. The whole bottom of this is all insulated, and so we can't get to any access to anything. So it's easier to mount the solar panels on the front of the camper. and I've got we're going to drill holes and come into the cabinetry up here and come out through the roof and into the charge controller. So here's our front. Still got all my junk in there, but I came through right here, and that's where that little shunt cable comes in, comes up over here and goes to the back side of this compartment. And this is a double wall. Behind this, it would actually, you'd see the back of the plugs and stuff. So I put a hole, I cut out a hole just like that and pushed it in, it snapped in, so my reader and everything is on the other side of this wall. But because of this lip here, you're less tendency to hit it when you throw things in. So I'm not going to mount it on this side. I'm going to mount it on the back side, back in here, the charge controller, and then we'll run the wires to here. That said, we got our drill. We're still going to drill through here and come out the bottom. And if you can see it, it's this one. So we're going to add 2 more holes, 2 more wires, their own individual holes. Let's go in the corner. I can't go in the hard corner because there's framing there underneath. Don't want to hit it. Go in reverse to shove the wire up, because the other end of the wire has the loop that goes on the battery. So we can't just shove it down. That's how I did this one. This one might be more difficult. Okay, you can see here's your box underneath, all the wires. You'll find that easy enough. The batteries are right over here. So this lifts up. I'm gonna run the the wires underneath this. Under the frame. Hitting the camera, sorry. There you go. We'll be able to play with those. And then we've got my other wire there. We can wrap around this thing a little bit. Hold it there. And then we got to go up to the holes we made, which are right there, right there. Oh gosh, let's straighten these out. There. Oh, okay, got that one through. So these are the charge controller cables. One to the negative here, one to the positive over there. Nice and tight, coming under here, going in the hole there. Front of the camper, coming out here. But this is all the length I've got. Even across the floor, it doesn't reach to the side I want to put it. So another reason to put it, everything close to your batteries, is you got to play games with cables, buy more cables. So it looks like I'm going to mount it right up here and just hopefully not hit it. Be a little more protected back here. But it's going to go right there. Okay, let's mount that on. Alright, another problem you run into when working on campers is anytime you want to mount on this, inside all the walls, just this thin particle wood to make it be super light, the camper. So most people mount it on a piece of plywood and everything, and then they mount the plywood to this, which is to me the same problem. Maybe they can get up into this structure here, in here, and I have a piece of plywood to do that with, but well, maybe I should. That wood. That is a piece of wood. I can mount there, down to here. There's nothing in there. So I'm just going to mount this. Maybe I'll go up higher and get these 2 screws into the piece of wood up here. Cool. Okay, we're going to mount it into here where there's a beam of wood. And I'm going to use these, I don't know, 2-inch screws on the top and the bottom. These little fatties. And hopefully that'll hold her in place. Let's do it. There it is, nice and solid. We can just wire these up. We'll cut them off. All right, ran them up, cut these off.
Okay, which means
re-strip them and shove them in there. The negative was my shorter one, pause my longer one, and hopefully they'll clamp down on there. Let's see. Got it. Got it. Money. All right. This took quite a while, but this is how you want to hook it up. Oh no, what's this? See, I messed up again. There's my positive. And put it on there. Then it'll be done. This is how you want to wire it up. Red to the red. Now the colors aren't matching according to the paperwork on this shunt. There was a white wire, which you don't need. So whatever I'm going to do with that. And blue they have hooking to the shaft, the yellow to this end. Then out here you got the green onto here, right? And then the red going to the other side, the positive side. So all to the negative, just the red to the positive. Okay? In different places though, different sides. 2 on this side of the shunt, the green on this side. Ooh, looks like there's a break in the wire right there. I might have to tape that up. Alright, I'm gonna hook that on and we'll go check the meter. And if I turn the power on, there we go. My watts, how much current's coming in, what we're using. Lights are on, the lamps will go up. Alright. Awesome. Next step, putting up solar panels. Alright, time to put up the solar panels. We've got our Dicor sealant here, self-leveling. Have that ready. Ready to go. Put that aside. Go up on the camper. And the wire, since we're going to drill a hole in the roof, I got this cool box, goes down on the roof. The wires go in here. And when you turn this little thing, you can see that, it gets smaller and smaller and pinches the wire. Isn't that cool? Squishes the washer and pinches the wire and it gets really small. So the water can't get in there. But we'll also put the Dicor around the wire going through the roof and then into there. Then we'll put this cool Dicor on this, push it down, and we have tape. This huge thing of tape. That's a lot in case we ever have any problems with the camper. We can use that. We might also use some of it for the backup camera we're going to install in another video. Alright, but first thing, we need to hook up all the clamps to hold down the solar panels first. Then we can take it up on the roof and mark out where they go. Then we can put Dicor underneath it, set it down, drill the holes and set it down. And screw it down. Let's do it. Mount. If you're wondering, this part just unscrews off of here. You've got the seal, pushes on there, and then you go on the inside. Oh, put it there. Spin this one, and it will grab there. Alright, so you want to put your brackets in these oval holes. They give you like 3 on each side. 2 there, but we're not going to put on the ends. That might be a good idea. Both screws can go in with a beam that crosses this way. See what I'm saying? If I go this way and I have a stud underneath in there, it could only probably just get one. I'm not going to get the other one. So I'm going to go ahead and get up here and get this whole front row on the stud. I like that. I'm going to go right in the middle. Okay, one there. Comes with 2 packets, one for this solar panel and one for this solar panel. This is the screws to screw it down. That over there is the front end, and I measured, there was condensation this morning and it showed the beams underneath the roofing, which was pretty cool, and made a dirt line. Very hard to see, but it's there, and I think there's a beam around 34 1/4. So we're gonna just use this one. I hope we get lucky and hit something on the downwind side. So, but either way, a lot of people just hook it on, so not critical, but I do want the front to be on something solid. Let's get these back ones on and I'll see you on the roof. I say you want to make sure these slide around, you want them up tight against the panels so they can't shake and vibrate. Okay, you just missed a chunk of time as I moved the panel from where I set it up here to be over here because the wires wouldn't reach across this large space. Alright, so I need to get them closer. So I'm going to put them right here. I've washed these areas. Now we're back on track So we're gonna run the wire down. We can start drilling holes. All right, instead of using this here, which is a puddling area for the water to turn and go down into the gutter and out the spout, this actually comes out in the cab and then goes through the sidewall into the cabinet. It doesn't come out in the cabinet after doing some measurement. So now I don't like this idea. It would work fine, that's what it's designed to do, but there's nowhere I can put it up here that will not have it come out somewhere visible. Well, certainly not right over the batteries that are right down there in the compartment. So my next idea is to have the wires run up, well, I don't want to put them in the gutter, but right up over here and over the hook of this gutter, and drill a hole in the sidewall right up tight up underneath here, and that comes out in the closet and down to the charge controller. And then you're drilling on the sidewall instead of the roof. Easier to protect and seal, less issues about leaks. So we might just do that. Perfect. Right in the top corner. You can see that. There's the wire coming in. And I could just go down to the bottom. All right, now that the sun has gone behind some clouds, and there's probably very little energy going into these things, I'm going to go ahead and hook these up permanently. And go ahead and the wire's already through the hole we just made. I got to drill a hole down in the cabinet and go ahead and run them through and plug them into the charge controller. So energy that goes through these things will go in. Then I'll go ahead and drill some holes and lift these up and goop it and set it down and screw it in. Let's see. All right, positive. Snap those in. Looks like they were in. All right, and then into this one. I just need to be sure I know which one's positive. Looks like the lower one is the positive. Now this one, snap in, snap in, snap in, and the upper one's the negative. And just what I wanted, these are all underneath here, protected from the sun and the weather. They're all sealed, but the sun is pretty brutal. All right, that should sit down just fine. There. Good. Feels like it hits a little bit. Something. Oh, this wants to stand on end. Move it out of the way a little bit. This one further that way. There we go. Ready to screw down. Let's go down below. So if we go here, that means we're probably going to come up kind of in the middle of the back of the cabinet. So I think I'm going to go ahead, instead of coming here and looping down into the charge, I'm going to try to get back in this corner here along the wall. And that way I can go down the wall and right in and come around this and loop in. Keep all the wires tucked over here. And I can tape them down or something. All right, so let's see if we can just go up in here. It's a little tight now. All right, they push through very easily. It's only as thick as that, the veneer on the top. There we go. And a lot of extra. Okay. And we're just going to go like this and cut it and put it in. Beautiful. Went to the top and traced back the positive one right here. The inside hole. I'm going to take that and go. I'm going to go underneath this. So I'm going to hold it nicely. Perfect. Cut the ends, right? Cut the wire, use your tool, easy enough. And then all right, in conclusion, we can look at this operation manual I'm going to leave here, what tells you what the lights mean. So if you notice right there, it says green light flashing slowly and the solid green light on the battery, and you're charging. So that's what we got here. The PV one is just flashing slowly. The battery light's solid green. That means we're charging. So if that changes or has on anything strange, you can come check what it means here. So it's just a very simple system. It's not going to tell you a digital display. All right. What it looks like, this is just to tell me about the battery. It's not designed to tell me anything about the solar panels. Just power running into the RV and usage. So there is a Bluetooth device that I can hook up to the charge controller to see solar panel information. Get all the spots with the Diacor. Oops, never noticed that. Let's run down and get the right thing. All right, found this guy. Let's get this party started. These are hitting solid in there. All right, sweet. First one done. We're just cleaning this up before I put down some of that super adhesive tape. Great for the roof we've made for the RV top. Works out really good. And gonna keep the sun off those wires, as well as keeping the wind from slapping the wires around. There it is, folks, all screwed in. I'm definitely in a beam right here. That's about 6 inches back from the front lip. If you have the same vehicle, that was a solid grab. And all the other screws seem to go in pretty soft. Probably just the plywood roof or whatever we got underneath there. And couldn't match up with any other beams back here, which wasn't going to happen. I think it was right here. So we're between here. I thought I was going to get one here, but I don't know. Didn't feel very solid. Other than that, I only got that wire showing. Maybe I'll cover that with some tape. We're heading down over here off the side. I painted that black. The cap is nice and black, and I just gotta Diacor that down. All right, I just spray painted a piece of the rubber adhesive to go around that part where the wires go in. It's all black, so I want it to match. All right, final clip from the front side where we use that part that we would put on the top and we put it on the side. Wires going over nice and tight, no problem, sealed in there. I've got tape and Diacor underneath that thing, so, and in the hole, so certainly will never leak. I tried to match the white there with the black. I spray painted that black. Not perfect up high, but no one will ever see that from down below. There we go. All right, friends, that's it for the installation of the solar panels on the Shadow Cruiser 240 BH 2021. So hope that helps if you're trying to do it on the same vehicle. Yeah, there was not going to be enough cord on that package to run it down through the refrigerator and somehow get it all the way to the front under that door where there's really no way. So just wanted to point that out. I actually came up with only 5 feet of extra cord cable. All right, so if you enjoyed that, again, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the future. More projects coming up. We're going to do the back video camera, new Furion, the new one that just came out. So check that out if that's something you want to do on your rig. Talk to you later.